Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bahashim HaKadosh, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers up pushing the word of truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David, all the Aquath that are listening and learning being a pillar of rest, the 144,000, the one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel, all right? So what do we see? We see the sixes, all right? Here come the sixes. What does that mean? Let's get a second Corinthians. Got to do this, right? To decipher 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. We have to decipher who's doing this and why, okay? 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan, who? Satan's behind this. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Who is we, the elect? We see this devil. The devil is in the details. He's in the cards. Okay, so I typed this in. 600 Amalekites deleted, right? 600, there's that number, the sixes. 600 Amalekites killed, right? What pops up? An hour ago, right? See how, what they want you to see? An hour ago, 4 hours, when they want you to see something, it pops up straight down the line. I don't see 3 years ago, da-da-da-da. I see right now, a day ago, 7 hours. So we know, right, how to read through and see what they're hiding, see what they want us to see. Okay, now what numbers do we see? They love those sixes. What do these sixes represent? They represent a man. What man? The devil and Satan, the great red dragon, the serpent, that one that was more subtle than any beast of the field. 6, 6. See that? You see the pattern? This is that mind control. Oh, you can't talk about 6. You can't talk. Oh, 6. 6 million, right? Well, there's your 6. And I said this to my wife earlier today. I was like, because they were at 5 when I came home from work last night. We stayed up to 3:30 in the morning talking. I'm like, it's at 5. I'm like, when it gets to 6, they're going to make hay. They're making hay. And let's see how long they'll let it stay at 6, because it's going to, 6 is their number. Okay? Whose number? Okay? Look at this. All today, all yesterday, all right now. There's not one thing, right? How do we get so many hits? Everything is on point. Everything is this. Everything is hours within hours. Everything. There we go. For a year. That's the first one. And what is it? The bad guy. The bad guy. Right? One day, 2 hours. You see this? So we know how to see this. 3 months. Okay, not going the other way. So very few, 4 months. Uh-oh, there's that number. So you get the point, all right? You get the point here. What? 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. What number? See, the number's telling you who's doing this. Not to get into numerology, but there's numerology on the left hand, there's numerology on the right. So let's look at this number 6. Who's doing this? And his number. Because he has a number. And his number is Revelation 13, yeah? Let him that have understanding. Here is wisdom. Okay? Revelation 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding See that? Count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. And his number is, huh? Huh? When you understand, see, this is telling you who it is. Who's using that number? Who is that number synonymous with? When you use that number, you can't talk about these people. Okay? Because there's an operation. This is high level witchcraft. Okay? Right here. Now, is any of this real? How much of it is real? Since you're pushing this, right? When this comes into play, there's a psyop going on. Okay? Going back to World War II. Oh, all we got to do is use this number and cast a spell on the people. And they're doing it right here. Okay? Now you can't say nothing. You can't say anything bad. Can somebody tell me why? World War III Daily Update yesterday, 1 view. The day before, 2 views. Wow, I got 33 for me is huge. Okay, here are my numbers right here. Okay, on views. 6, 4, 6, 1. I'm used to that. Tell me why this one has 216. Which is really 3 times 6. Add the 2. That's doing numerology. We're not doing that, but why does this video have 200? That's unusual for me because this will be used to come against me. I'm talking about something that I shouldn't be talking about. It's a setup. Okay? Now, back to this. All right? I want to go here. Because everybody is saying, well, wait a minute. All right? Wait a minute. Who should I start with? I'll start with an Amalekite who might even be an Israelite. Let's see. This guy. What is this? What's the name of the channel? This is Stephen Banoon, right? And this was yesterday, right? It was 200. Now they're stuck on 6. We just showed you who it was. It was the devil. His number is 666. Who uses that number? You know, told him. We know how to see right through this. And guess what? Everybody can see through it. Even so-called, well, even the Amalekites. So let's watch. This is a little short. Listen to what he says.
Hey guys, go back 8 months to a year ago. Remember what I told you? There was going to be a major issue, a setup issue.
A setup
In Israel, in the Middle East, it would bring about World War III. Now you have it.
Boom, just a short.
Hey.
And this guy is a JEW. This is the Israeli News Live. He's saying this is a setup. What is he saying? Okay? Many people are saying that. Well, wait. The first thing this guy said before he made this video, he said, how did the intelligence break down? Everybody keeps questioning the Mossad intelligence because they have the best intelligence in the world. How could they have let that attack happen? 600? That doesn't happen. This is the first time that happened. So they say. That didn't happen. Anybody that can see through, right? Those that have understanding, they know what's at play here. This guy knows what's at play. He said, was it a set? What did he say? Was it a setup? Okay. Listen to Dimcad. I'm going to try to keep this short. My point is this is very convenient out of nowhere. Let's listen to Dimcad from the top. Listen to what he says. Because he's on point. We can see this devil now. Even the layman, Dimcad, who could be an Edomite, they can see through.
What's going to happen first? The collapse of the U.S. economy or World War III? Hopefully, it's neither. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the DimCAD channel. I'm Richard, also known as DimCAD. First, the war between Hamas and Israel. Hamas attacked Israel. My first question, well, I already gave you guys my first two questions. My first question was, I hope will America get dragged into it? The second question is, how did this happen? Especially when Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, is supposed to be world class. How can something like this, a coordinated attack, happen on such a large scale without them not having any clue? That's my first question. I don't have any answers. I'm not implying anything. I'm just wondering what the heck is going on. You had people gliding into Israel, you had people driving in trucks, motorcycles, kidnapping people. 600 people, 600 Israelis have been killed in these attacks. 600 Israelis have been killed in these attacks. About 1,600 have been injured. Israel's responded by bombing certain areas in Gaza. There's a lot of talk of, oh, they're going to flatten this and that. A lot of strong rhetoric. So far, I think, well, I know at least 200 to 300 Palestinians have been killed because of these bombings. Israel's response, their retaliation.
So we're at the magical number 6, right? Which means you can't say nothing. You say something, they got laws on the books that if you say something about certain people, protected people, they could put you in prison.
And that was to be expected. Another question I have is, why now? What inspired Gaza to do this? What inspired the Palestinians to do this?
So everybody, it's not so easy to just pull the wool over. People are asking questions. Well, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, it don't make sense. It's not the way things work. Okay, so once upon a time, you can use magic and witchcraft to fool the people, and then tell them that you can't. This is a protected people. You can't have an opinion otherwise, right? But listen to Reggie.
At this point, okay, because there's been a lot of, since 45, 46, Israel and Israelis and the Palestinians have been disputing land. Palestinians are saying that the Israelis have been expanding their territory and taking away the Palestinian territory. The Palestinians have received some backing from some people in Lebanon. In fact, there was the Hezbollah. They're actually shelling Israel, and Israel's shelling them back. There's some exchange of fire between Hezbollah coming out of Libya. I'm sorry, Lebanon, which is north of Israel, Lebanon. And, so Hezbollah has gotten involved in the situation. Now we're starting to see articles talking about how, this whole Hamas attack was backed by Iran. Okay, these are just stuff that is popping up in American media. It doesn't mean it's necessarily true, but it's popping up in American media. So I just want to respond and talk about that, because I'm concerned that Iran is going to end up in a war with Israel, and if that happens, the United States of America will be dragged into it because they are an ally. Now, some people ask the question, why are we backing up Israel? They're our most important ally in the region. That's a big issue, whether you like the country or not, whether you like the foreign policies or not. I definitely don't support America's neocon foreign policy. But the fact of the matter is, if we let one of our allies get pushed around, it's going to be a bad look for us worldwide. I don't want America to get dragged into another war. But it's definitely a concern, because we're already seeing rhetoric of, Iran backed this. So now Israel is responding with bombing Gaza, certain areas in Gaza. And you have artillery exchange between Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Israelis.
So this is a perfect cover for Israel to go destroy Iran like they've been wanting to. Blame some rocket attacks on whoever's supplying Hezbollah, whoever's supplying Hamas, which they're pointing directly at Iran or the Persians. Okay, they're responsible, so we got to go after them. That's where this thing is going. Okay, when it's real easy to go dawn some fatigues, put a hood over your head. Doesn't matter what nation. You could be from the same nation that claims you were attacked. Set the attack up. They keep calling it a setup. It's just too convenient, is it not? And you could get in trouble for even having an alternative opinion. That's where we're at with this thing. Okay? And I can go get more, right? Andrea Mitchell herself is questioning, what caused the breakdown in intelligence? Shouldn't you have known? What happened to Iron Dome? How are they able to do all of this when you guys got overwhelming firepower and da-da-da-da? You're showing it now, but that magical number 6 is going to spellbound everybody. Let's get that. We'll go ahead and close stand now. Here's what's going on. All right? Because we see through it. The men of the Lord see right through this. Isaiah 47, and where are we going to start here? This is all witchcraft. We'll start here at 9, because this is when it starts talking about witchcraft, okay? But these two things, the fall of Babylon, okay, and O Virgin Dollar Babylon. So we're dealing with the fall of America, okay? For thou, and see, you know what they call America in the Middle East? They call it the big Satan. You know what they call Israel? They call it the little Satan. So they know that they're in lockstep with each other. Ultimately, it goes into to Esau, the great red dragon. But anyway, start at 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection. Why? For the multitude of thy sorceries. And this word sorceries goes back to witchcraft. It goes back to pharmakia. Okay. And for the great abundance of thine what? Enchantment. This is witchcraft. Now, who is the master of all witchcraft? You got the Kabbalah, right? You got Enochian magic. What was King Solomon went off, and see a lot of that, the Babylonian Talmud. You got a bunch of stuff, right, that goes into witchcraft, and the Most High is against that. All right, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness 6,600,000. Thou hast said, none seeth me. That was back in the past. You could get away with that. You can't get it. Now people are wise to you. They know what that number means. Right? We just pulled it out of the Bible. It's the number of a man. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. You're not wisdom and knowledge on the left-hand side. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Okay? I'm going to jump down to 12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so, thou mayest prevail. Let's look at that in the NLT. Maybe they can make someone afraid of you. Perhaps you will succeed. Perhaps you will cause terror. Right? Perhaps you may inspire terror. It says, stand now. Keep doing what you're doing, is what the Most High. Keep that same energy. Use your witchcraft. Let's see if this time you'll be able to succeed or scare people, right, into bringing in your NWO. Perhaps you will inspire terror. Isn't that what we see right now? Through what? The multitude of thy sorceries. Right? You're using witchcraft to do what? Terrify people, to scare people into bowing to your will. Who does that? The devil does that. 47 and 13, Isaiah. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the stargazers, Salakia, let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from the things that shall come upon thee. So the Most High is countering. Let's see. Astrologers, stargazers, predictions. I want some good words. Let's see. Counselors, astrologers, councils, covens, right? Consultations. When you go sit at that table, they read your card. It's a consultation. We're going to consult the spirits. Astrologers' council, schemes, Chaldeans. Let's see. That's good enough. Those people who study the stars. Let's see. Charmers, magicians. Okay, Janus and Jambres. The ones who see omens, right? That's some witchcraft. Omens in the sky. Look in your coffee cup and look at the cream. Which is all witchcraft. All right. So that's what this is. The sixes, right, indicate a high level of witchcraft. Strong delusion, if you will. Okay. That, oh, somehow they just rose up, nigga, and they came in on helicopter, on these, they flew in and they took down 600 people. That sounds very familiar. Look at it. They came in, paracopter. See how they're all covered up? Who's that? That could be, who does this? Right? That's a fantastic story that you gotta believe it. 6, nigga. We got 6 on it. I got 6 on it. That might be it. That might be the title of this. All right, so with that, all right, you can't fool the very elect. Let's go out with Matthew. Yeah, we have those eyes to see. Matthew 24 and 24. For there shall arise false anointed and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. Right? What's that? That's witchcraft, great signs and wonders. That's magic. Insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive. Great signs and wonders are deception. And this psyop that they just ran switched the whole focus from Russia to suddenly you go here, right? Not Reggie. You go to type that in, and what do you see? An hour ago, 4 hours? They're pushing this witchcraft hard, boy. Right? When most likely they did all of this. They staged it, right? Put a hood over your head, right? And take some snapshots of blowing up some shit. And when you speak of how many people died, the level of skullduggery that goes into an operation like this, right? What's really going on? Oh, well, they killed this many. No, you staged the whole operation. It was you in a mask, and I'm talking about the Amalekites. It was you in the mask firing on people. See, what's going on in Israel right now is a civil war. You got people completely coming against the status quo, which is we could go kill anybody. So They're saying, no, we can't do that anymore. And so they're fighting each other, okay, about how their foreign policy looks and things like that. So they have enemies within themselves. So they use an operation like this to go pop off the, oh, he was collateral damage in what happened the other day. People don't understand. This is how these psyops work. They're targets. So maybe 200 of those people who were deleted, right, were actual targets that these people, the Mossad, staged their own attack on themselves, and then they go and take out their political enemies. We are not ignorant, all right? We're not ignorant of how these people get out. And it is what it is. Was I going for something? You can't fool the very elect. Okay? For there shall arise, this is Matthew 24 and 24. For there shall arise false Hamashiachs, or anointed, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. You can't fool us. We see right through it. All right? So with that, we hope that the elect are edified. Hey, it's getting interesting, is it not? All right? Stay in the faith. All right? We hope the elect are edified, you brothers and few sisters. Shalom.